All right. This is the final section for our solving equations units. We're going to talk about solving proportions. Proportions are two fractions that are set equal to each other. And usually they're being used to compare ratios and to find an unknown piece to make those fractions equal to each other. This is going to be a pretty brief and quick lesson. And then we're going to spend the rest of the week reviewing for our solving equations unit test at the end of the week. So let's go ahead and share screen here to go through a couple of examples and then talk about what it is that we're doing here. So you guys will see here solving proportions. A proportion, like I said before, are two fractions that are going to be equal to each other. And there's going to be a variable involved in that fraction. Now, sometimes there'll be more than one variable, so I might have a variable in both fractions or in the top and the bottom of the same fraction. It doesn't matter because the method to solve a proportion will be the same. The method we're going to use is something that we refer to as cross products. And cross products is going to say that we're going to multiply diagonal across the equal sign. And we create this as almost like a little butterfly looking effect. And if there's an equal sign and you have two fractions that are equal to each other, you can use cross products to solve. And what that's going to do is it's going to say that whatever is in the same loop will multiply. So here I'm going to go 3 times f, 3 times f, equals 1 times 12. 1 times 12. Now I exaggerated the work here a little bit, and you don't really have to do that. 3 times f is 3f, and 1 times 12 is 12. And now I'm just going to solve this basic equation. And so I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and f equals 4. So to solve a proportion, I have two fractions equal to each other, and we're just going to multiply diagonal across that equal sign and then solve a basic equation for the variable. Now, as these things get more complex, you'll just use more of your solving equation skills. Okay, so let's try example number 2. We got a little bit too close there from that one. I didn't draw a line there to separate it. So for example number 2, you have 10 over 25 equals a over 20. So let's set up our cross products. One loop here, one loop here, and I'm going to multiply 25 times a, so that's 25a, equals 10 times 20, so that's 200. And now let's solve for a. So I'll get rid of the 25 by dividing by 25. And a equals 8. So again, two fractions equal to each other. Draw your loops to do cross products, and you're going to multiply across diagonal the equal sign. So I had 25 times a was 25a. 10 times 20 is 200. And then solve for a. Get rid of the number touching by division. Sometimes this will require some calculator use because the numbers might get really big, or maybe you'll have a decimal or whatever it is, but the process is still the same. So that is solving proportions. What I would like you to do now is just simply pause the video and solve for x yourself. All right, now that you have solved it, let's see how you did. So we're going to start off here, and we're going to do our cross products. I'm going to multiply diagonal across the equal sign. X times 18 is 18x. And over here, 27 times 14 is 378. I'm going to now get x alone, so I'm going to divide both sides by 18. I'm going to divide both sides by 18. I get x equals 21. And again, if you wanted to use a calculator to do that, you could. So that's a pretty simple lesson on solving proportions. You're just going to use cross products to solve for your variable, and then just solve a basic equation at that point. You'll be doing an IXL section that goes along with this, and just like IXL sections earlier in this unit, you're going to want to get to a 70% for a perfect score. Again, come back and watch this and any of the other YouTube lessons for the Solving Equations unit.